Hey everybody, welcome to Frannie's Hair. Today I have 3 brand new Noriko styles to show you. Now what I did was I already filmed it. I showed you the wigs right out of the box, so you'll get to see what they look like out of the box when you first put them on. I know a lot of people really like that, so I'm going to continue to do that. Also, there are 2 new colors here that I've spotlighted. And 2 of these wigs have soft lace fronts and soft parts. So if you have any sensitivity to regular lace, these can be great for you. Since I filmed before I did the intro, you can see here, this one was my favorite for me, but I'd love to hear your feedback as you see these wigs. All right, let's get started. Okay, so let's start with Rin. She's a pixie. I will show you the stock photo as soon as I show you the wig out of the box. And I got her in the color Trey Chocolate Rooted, which is one of my favorite Adirans colors. And if you don't know, Adirans makes Renee of Paris, Noriko, Orchid, and Amore wigs. And they share a color chart on our website, so you can go check it out. So I have Renee of Paris NYX, NYX in this color, and I absolutely love it. I wear it all the time. Okay, so here we go. This is Rin in Trey Chocolate Rooted. And show you she's in the box inside out. I'm going to just take her out here. Okay, so let's take a look at the cap first. She has an extended lace front, ear tab to ear tab, no monofilament. It does feel like there's permatease in here, and judging by the style, you would want permatease. You wouldn't want the wefting showing. And this is a very lightweight wig. This weighs nothing. It weighs 1.9 ounces, so it's amazing. It's open wefted. You have the velvety ear tab with the stay. You have the extended nape, also soft and velvety. Velcro adjusters, and they look like they're pretty much adjusted out. You could probably adjust them out a little bit more, but we'll see how this wig fits me. And there's plenty of stretch, plenty of stretch. So let me put this on. Oh my goodness, look at that. How adorable. And I just love this color. Look at that color. If you are a brunette going gray, this is a great color. I get a lot of questions about that. Some people don't like the grays that have the black rooting, and they're looking for something with more of a brunette tone to it. This is really nice. So let me just spin and show you the style right out of the box before I do anything to it.
I've climbed the mountains in Montana, danced in the lights of New Orleans, Portland rain.
So easy, so light, and so comfortable. Now, as far as the layers go, you could wear your bangs down. I'm going to give you all the measurements, and I'll give you my measurements in a minute. I just want to play with this a little. I could take this side and push it back like that behind my ear, which I like to do. And typically, I don't like pixies that show my whole ear because my ears stick out. But the volume right here really helps with that. I think it helps so that the ears don't look like they stick out as much. So, you know, those are the little details about a wig that you can figure out what's really going to work for you based on the features you want to accentuate and maybe the features you want to de-emphasize. And you learn those things as you try different styles. Now there's the permatease, like I said, so you can really play with this and funk it up if you wanted to, or you could totally tamp it down. You could use styling products to do that. I think I would tamp it down like that and use maybe some sort of cream or something to hold it down if I wanted it more tamped and more tamed. That could be a nice look too. Look at that. Wow, you could do so much with this. I do think I like it a little funky though. Okay, so before we start talking about her measurements, let's talk about my measurements. My circumference is 21 inches. Ear to ear, I'm 12 inches. Forehead to nape, I'm 13 inches. My face, forehead to chin, is 8 inches. My forehead is 3 inches. My neck is 3 inches. And temple to temple at the widest point of my face, I'm 10 inches wide. I give you all of those measurements so you can compare them to your measurements and get a better idea of how each wig will look and fit on you. If you don't know how to measure your head, no worries. In the description below, I've linked a video where I show you how to take all of those measurements accurately. All right, so let's look at Rin's measurements. Her fringe, or the bang, is 3.75 inches. Now, my forehead is 3 inches, so she really isn't coming that much further. Where do I have the hairline? I think I have her back a little. Yeah, if I were to put her down, then it would come down more in my face, but I had her back actually a little bit. And that's one of the things you can do with a wig. I did a whole video on this, but you really can transform your features with a wig so much more easily than even with natural hair, because you can take a hairline and you can move it. If I wanted my forehead to look larger, I could just move it back, and you can see that the hairline's here, so it makes my forehead look larger. If I want my forehead to look smaller, I could move it down, and then if I wanted, I could even trim these, and it'll give me a smaller looking forehead. So that's just one of the things you can do with a wig, and there's so many other things. So I'll also link that video down below where I show you how to accentuate the features you love and de-emphasize the ones that you don't love as much. All right, so fringe 3.75 inches, crown 3 inches, and I guess it depends on the layer because there's lots of layers back here. The nape, 1.5 inches. And so that's a nice long nape if you have hair that is lower down there. And she weighs just 1.9 ounces. And when I tell you I don't feel like I'm wearing anything, I don't feel like I'm wearing anything. And she's so comfortable. All right, so let's take a look at her lace front here. So you can see that there, beautifully done. And so if you did want to style this off of your face, you could do that. That's the beauty of having that extended lace front. Really nice. As I said, no monofilament. If I wanted to make a part, I have shown in other videos where you can actually make a part and put some, I use some eyeshadow powder or face powder that's scalp colored, and it just creates the look of a part. But I actually like this kind of just messy, and you don't see any part. All right, let's talk about the color of this one. Trey Chocolate Rooted. As I said, I love this color. It's a neutral rooted color, so hopefully you can see the rooting there, and I will take it outside for you. And it's described as carefully placed white, medium, and dark chocolate tones completed with a dark brown root. This color is perfect for both blonde and brown enthusiasts. And I would even say, like I said before, if you're going gray but you're a brunette, this could be a great transition color for you. Okay, let's take a look at the ear tabs and the coverage here. So this whole thing, I was like, is that my hair or not? No, it's not. It's the wig. That is so great. You get something that really looks like a real sideburn. How great is that? This is my hair underneath. I love it. So you can see the ear tab coverage is great because you have those extra fibers there. Anything right here that might be a little gray is mine. Doesn't matter with this color. I totally blend. I love how they did that. That's great. I honestly thought that was my hair, and it's not. So great job on this style. Loving it. All right, let's try on the glasses under the ear tabs. Perfectly comfortable. Over the ear tabs. Perfectly comfortable. Okay, let's take this color outside. I cannot get over how cute this is. Okay, so here you go. Trey Chocolate Rooted. You can see a lot more of the highlights out here than I could at least see in the camera. I don't know. Maybe you saw more than I did. I do love this color. And I don't normally wear a lot of pixies, but I do like this one. Coming through the house. Okay, I forgot to mention density. This is definitely a low density wig. And as I said before, it does have permatease. And I think the permatease is crucial. To have this low density of a wig, you don't want your wefting to show. And for the style, you do want some volume and structure up here. So I think it's doing its job perfectly. As far as fit goes, this is fitting me really well. And we saw that the adjusters were basically all the way out. Now, there was plenty of stretch in the cap, so I would say it definitely goes to an average, and you could cinch it in much more, and it may even go to a true petite. Okay, let's move on to the next. All right, next we have Ayumi in Sandy Cream Blonde Rooted. There you go. Here she is in the box. Oh, pretty color. And you can see how different the packaging is for different wigs. This one has a cardboard insert with tissue paper. The other one did not. So, just be aware of that. Depending on the style, the packaging can be done differently, even if it's the same manufacturer. And also, she wasn't packaged inside out like Rin was. Now, when I saw the stock photo of this one, right away, it reminded me a little bit of my very first wig that really worked out for me. It wasn't my very first wig, but the first one that really worked out for me, which was Sunset by Ellen Villa. This reminded me of that style, so let's see how it looks on. It's a style I love. Okay, so here we have the cap. So you have an extended lace front, a center part that's fairly wide, and this is all their soft lace, which is so comfortable. If you have any sensitivity to lace, I highly recommend trying this. We'll talk about it more as we go on. You have fabric ear tabs here. It's kind of hard to see because it's so dark. Open wefting. And the nape is not a regular nape, but I would say not as large as a regular extended nape either. It's somewhere in between. And you have the bra strap closures and plenty of stretch in here. So I'm going to put this on. Oh, so pretty. Oh, I love this color too. Look at that. Now it's a center part, so let me just grab my comb here. Wow. Love this style. All right, I'm just going to spin and show it to you, and then we'll look at the details.
Ran away with me, and San Francisco stayed with me. Nashville made its way in between.
I love the back. It's that
Fell in
back.
love in Minnesota.
So adorable. All right, let's take a look at the lace front here. So you can see you have the highlights of the color coming up to the lace front. Looks really nice. And I might use some powder near the edge because the lace looks a little bit light for me. What's interesting is this lace front is fitting me so well. Sometimes with the soft lace front, because it's not as rigid as your regular lace front, and that's what you need for it to be more comfortable and soft, sometimes it doesn't lay as flat and I'll have to use some adhesive. But in this case, it's laying perfectly flat. Beautiful. Love it. And we can see here the part. Hopefully you can see that. As far as density, she feels very low density. Is there any permatease in here? I don't feel any. I don't feel any. If there is any, it's minimal. Maybe some right here, but I really don't feel like anything poofy or anything like that. All right, let's take a look at her measurements. Okay, her fringe is 8.9 inches. Let's see. And my face is 8 inches. So that's interesting. I would say it's not quite 8.9 inches, but that's what they have listed here. The crown is 6.9 inches. Nape is 2.2 inches. And she weighs just 2.9 ounces. And look at this, right out of the box. So easy to wear, low density. You could stick her behind your ear, no problem. And she would stay back there. I love how it comes around the face. And remember, I'm 8 inches, so you have to judge based on your measurements where that would fall for you. But I love this style. Okay, so let's talk about this color, Sandy Cream Blonde Rooted. I can tell you that this is a neutral color. You can see if you look close, there are some warm tones and some cool tones in there, the blondes. And then the rooting looks to me to be a lighter brown. So really pretty, could fit so many complexions. Now I know I showed you the lace front, which by the way is so comfortable. I gotta tell you, soft lace is so nice. But I didn't show you the ear tabs. So let's take a look at the ear tabs here. So you can see the coverage here. It comes down right to the top of my ear there. However, in the back, there is space between the top of my ear and the cap, which is nice because then it's not rubbing on the top of my ear. So I'll show you the other side as well. Anything gray like down there is mine, but you get really nice coverage with this. I love this style. This is definitely a keeper. Let me put on the glasses if I can find them on my messy desk here. Okay, under the ear tabs, I can feel that a little. I think I'd wear it over the ear tabs. Yeah, no problem whatsoever. As far as how this fits, she's fitting me really nicely. I did pull the adjusters in a little bit because when I first put her on, she felt loose. So I would say this definitely goes to an average, maybe even slightly larger than an average. And there's plenty of room to make it tighter as well. All right, let's take this color outside. It's getting chillier out. Okay, so here you can see you do have some of the ashier tones as well as some of the warmer tones in there. And now that I'm looking it out in the light here, I would say it's definitely either a dark blonde or a lighter brown rooting there. Okay, let's go through the house. My husband's having lunch, so. What do you think, Ann? Like it? He likes it. Okay, and moving on to the last style is called Hana, and it's in the color, another new color, Venetian Red Rooted. Okay, so let's open this up. Hard to do from behind the box here. Ooh, look at that color. Whoa, look at that. That is pretty. I don't know if I'll be able to pull it off, but we'll see. And this is a long wig. Okay, so let's take a look at the cap. And this also feels like it's the soft lace. So you have the extended lace front. And again, another center part. Center parts are big right now. And you can part anywhere within that area. You have the lace ear tab with the stay. And that same nape that I would say is somewhere between a regular and an extended nape, and the bra strap closures there. As far as stretch goes, plenty of stretch. Let's try her on. Now for this one I had to cinch in the adjusters. I haven't cinched in the adjusters on Hana, so we'll see how she fits. Yeah, definitely room in here. Definitely. I would have to cinch her in. Wow, look at that. Pretty. It's a pretty color, isn't it? I love that color. Now, I don't have her cinched in, and I'm thinking I should cinch her in, but let me just show you. Yeah. See, if I don't cinch her in, this probably is a little bit loose around the ear tabs. Let me just cinch her so we can get a better look. So that tells you right there, she definitely goes to average and probably a little bit larger. It'll fit a wide range of sizes. Okay. Pulled it in. Yeah, that's feeling better. And I could probably still even pull her in more. Yeah, there's room in this cap, definitely. I'm going to pull her in more. Just want to show you how much I have her pulled in here. I don't know if you can see that adjuster there. Okay. Ah, that's good. Yeah, so quite a bit of room in this. If you have a larger head, I think you could wear this. Okay, now let's take a look at the style. Wow, look at all these beautiful curls and waves, and look at that color. Love it. Definitely a warm color. Venetian red rooted. Okay, so let me spin and show you the style. It's a long one.
Fell apart south of Salt Lake. Colorado calls to
I'll
me,
step
and
up just in case.
Washington will always be begging for a piece of me to stay.
Wow. Okay, let me just give her a little spritz with some water here, just to kind of get the fibers moving. I think in a wig like this where you have, you know, all the curls and stuff, I like to do that. The other two, right out of the box, really didn't need anything. Okay, now these are all regular synthetic wigs. They're not heat-friendly wigs. So if you wanted a style, you wouldn't want to use heat. Or, you know, those new tools that you can use on regular synthetic wigs, you could use one of those, but you have to make sure to keep the heat low enough so that you don't ruin the styles. But I love the curls on this. So nice. All right, let's talk about her measurements. Okay, it says her fringe is 10.2 inches. This looks, let's see where the fringe is. Ah, here we go. That's that piece there. That makes sense. Her crown is 11.8 inches. Her nape is 15.7 inches. So that's a long wig. And she weighs just 4.7 ounces with all of this hair. So that's pretty amazing. She does feel low density. There may be some permatease around here. A little bit, it's not a lot. Maybe just giving shape and hiding some of the wefting. But really low density. And she doesn't feel heavy at all. The lace is very comfortable. Did I show you the lace front? Here's the lace front. Let's take a look at it. There you go. Nicely done. You see the lighter highlights coming up there. I love that. And you have the center part there. Really nice. I didn't make the part. This is how it came. Let's see if I were to. There you go. You can see. There's room to move the part in there. So you can move it around, but it would still be a center part pretty much. But there is that space there to move the part around if you want to. Really pretty. And ways that you could wear this, you could certainly, there's plenty to wear a ponytail and pull pieces out up front, because you do have those shorter pieces. That would be really pretty. You could also put it up in a bun, and it does not weigh down the wig, which is nice. I always want to see if I feel like it would be pulling the front of my wig back, but it doesn't feel like that at all. And of course, you could do a half up, half down kind of style on one side or on both sides. That would be really pretty with all these waves, the cascading curls. Really nice. So many things you could do with this wig. Just beautiful. All right, as far as the color goes, since it's a new color, I will just show it to you here, and you can see there are some highlights in it that look more golden, I would say, and it's definitely a warm red color. And there is rooting. It's darker on the rooting there. Hopefully you can see that. Really nice. All right, let's take a look at the ear tabs. Okay, so here's the ear tab. Anything gray there is mine. It comes to the top of my ear here. And behind the ear, there's plenty of space, so it's not resting on the top of my ear. It's very comfortable. Let's look at the other side. I have a feeling my hair grows unevenly. The other side, my hair seems a lot more forward. I don't know why. And I've tried adjusting the wig to see, is it the way I have the wig on? No, it's just uneven. So this side looks like it gets much more coverage. That's why I try to show you both sides so you can see everything. And you can see here where it comes to my ear, and then behind the ear, I have that space there, plenty of room, so it's very comfortable. So pretty. All right, let's try the glasses on. Under the ear tab, perfectly comfortable. Over the ear tab, also comfortable. All right, let's take this color outside. Oh, this is great. You can really see the color. I walked through the kitchen and Andy said he really likes this color. I was surprised, but just because he doesn't seem to go for the reds usually, but he really likes it. Anyway, you can see here all the different highlights. You can see that gold highlight I was trying to show up there, and the darker reds. Definitely a warm toned color. Okay, putting back in. And when I show these right out of the box, you know, I'm not parting them or anything like that. I'll do that when I'm styling a wig to get it ready to wear. So as I was saying outside, when I'm showing you these wigs right out of the box, a lot of times the part is, you know, not where I would put it or not done as much as I would have it done. And what I'll normally do is just take a comb, find the spot where I want to part it, and get more of a look of a part. Like that. And I don't like a really straight part. I think that looks kind of fake. So I like it to be a little crooked, but I'll usually make sure the front there really looks like a part. That's nice. And then, you know, if your part is not staying, this one seems to be staying pretty well, then what I'll do is I'll either use some product and press it down like some kind of gel or something, and just keep working it with my fingers, and it'll usually stay. But this one is staying no problem. I also wanted to show you, these curls are very separated the way they come, but if you wanted to, you could take a comb and comb through them, make them a little bit softer, a little bit more blended. There's so much you can do, even just by combing it. Now when you comb, you want to be careful. You don't want to be yanking on the fibers. You know, they are synthetic, and if you yank on a fiber, I don't know if you've ever done that, it'll coil up, you know, like stretch out and coil up. So you just want to be careful when you're combing through your wigs. So pretty. Beautiful Venetian red rooted Hana. Okay, so there you have it. 3 new styles and 2 new colors by Noriko. I'd love to hear your feedback. Which styles did you like? Which colors did you like? You can put that in the comments below. Also, if you're new to the wig journey or just confused on your wig journey, we offer free consultations with our stylist. They're one-on-one video consultations, so she can actually look at you and help you measure your head or pick out features and fibers, whatever it is that you need help with. She's amazing. And there's no obligation to purchase anything. So if you think that's something that would be helpful to you, definitely sign up for that. And don't forget, we have a private Facebook group, Frannie's Hair. We have so many ladies over there having fun, supporting each other on their wig journeys. You'll get tips and tricks. You can ask questions. We have wig experts over there, and I'm over there. So I hope to see you over there. And as always, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.